So, Rudi, can you tell us about number one? And how does it work with our lives as a birth number and as a destiny number?
Number one is connected to the sun, Surya, and is a central figure, and is the middle of our part of the cosmos, the solar system. So number one is symbolic for a central figure, the main, the heart. And number one, people in their characters and in their behavior will express this characteristic of being central, of being the middle of midpoint of attention. They love action, they love initiative. If the person is balanced, this energy can work out very well, constructing thoughts, organizing offices in which things have to happen, administrators. If they are disbalanced, then they can become very disorganized and also very stubborn. If they are very organized and understand situations and understand themselves, they can be masters in creating good business, in creating good atmosphere, and inspiring others to work, so they can be very good leaders. If a number one is from the date of the first of the month, then he will have a psychic number one. So the single date will be the psychic number. His behavior will be wanting to be a number one. He will see himself as a number one. So he will be more bossy, and he will be more coming out, having very conscious initiatives. Destiny number would be the total sum of his birth date. Say he is born on the 1st of the February, then that February will be 2. And the total number with the year together, counted to a single number, will be his destiny number. So a number one destiny number will show other traits. He will not be consciously wanting to be the master and the chief, but other people will see him as the master. He will have good cooperation of people around him because he can inspire them. So he will be a natural leader. People will come to him and ask him, how do I do this? Please, can you tell me how to do it? So his leadership will be natural. Such number ones with a destiny number, they do more, but they work less because they work very intelligent. Number one also controls intelligence, the brain, and the nervous system. So those parts of the body can be very, very strong in a number one, especially number one destiny number. So you will have good endurance, good concentration, and other people around him will acknowledge that. When it is the name number, when the total sum of the letters, the sounds of your name add up to 1, then you have a name number 1. This will make you very successful and is independent of the psychic and the destiny number. And it can change. If you want to have the characteristics and the powers of the number 1 and it works well with your psychic and destiny numbers, you can change your name into number 1 and it will help to grow your business because name number is connected to worldly affairs. So your worldly affairs can be helped by that and your business can be more organized. And people who have that name are also, by their work, they reach very high level.
And friendly numbers, how do they work?
Friendly numbers are the numbers that combine well with the energy of number 1. So number 2, Moon, number 3, Jupiter, and number 9, Mars, are energies that work in a very constructive and positive way with this energy of number 1. You see, for example, number 2 doesn't have any problems with giving the leadership to a number 1. It will follow. It's moon, it's more gentle. Number 3 has very good organizing skills also, and these energies of Sun and Jupiter combine very, very well. And number 9 is Mars is a warrior, so very idealistic, and will fight.
So Rudi, tell us about the enemy numbers corresponding with the number 1. How do they work?
Enemy numbers are the numbers which have a conflicting energy, or a kind of dimming energy on this number 1 sparks, number 1 energy. And number 4 has some traits of the Sun also, but is a malefic energy. And number 4 is Rahu.
Right.
And doesn't really work with anybody.
And number 6 and 8 are also enemy numbers to number 1, right?
Yes. With number 6 there is a little exception. And number 8 is very clear to see that number 8 is Saturn. And Saturn is darkness. So it's exactly the opposite of sunlight. Number 6 has a problem of being very seductive. And this energy of number 1 can be more than the number 6 can handle, so will lose itself in it. So it also becomes an enemy. At the same time, there's also good energy working between enemy numbers. Sometimes it's very good to have your enemy number near, because by seeing your opposite, you become also awake. It teaches you something. So it's good to have enemy numbers around.
So is there a karmic lesson number 1 has in life?
Number 1 is very involved, wants to keep control over everything. So his karmic lesson is
to let go.
To let go.
Yeah.
So renunciation.
Renunciation.
Ending the life after having your jobs and your things and your family done, to renounce the world in the right time and become more spiritual. That is the lesson for number 1. This way number 1 is very happy also.
So is there a best suited profession for number 1?
Number 1 are fit to be leaders, and a psychic number 1 will have the tendency to seek for that situation. So he will like to work in a situation where he is the leader. And that can be leading a company, or having a business, or being an independent business, or having a job as a bus driver or a guardsman, which alone takes care of a place. So those are professions which number 1 psychic number will look for. If it is the destiny number, the number 1 will not be able to avoid the situation in which he have to be a leader. People will come to him and ask him, what should I do? How should I do it? So he will be an acknowledged leader as a name number. So if the total name, the sounds of the name converted to numbers adds up to 1, it is a very lucky name number, which brings good fortune and good business and also leadership.